Well, we heard from Ben this morning about his date with Kate. It is the second date update. Commercial-free New Country 99.5 QIK. They were set up by some friends, had a good date out in Tarpon Springs. But that's where things stand now, is he has no idea what's going on, but he felt like the date went well.
They had good conversation. He said he paid for the meal. He did not drink too much. I asked him about that and if he ran into anybody at the restaurant, and he said no. So, Kevin, you got her on the phone, right?
I do.
Perfect. And she's cool talking to us on the air?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to bring her on right now. Good morning, Kate. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm all right. How are you?
We are doing good. And you just heard us talking about the fact that we heard about your date with Ben. And we just want to know what's going on, because this guy's India, wants to see you again, and you haven't been really willing to go back out with him. What's up with that?
Well, Ben pulled up for our date on a motorcycle, and I thought that was cool. You know, I didn't know he had a motorcycle. We never really talked about cars and what we drove or anything like that when we were getting to know each other. But as the date progressed, I found out that he only has the motorcycle. That's his only form of transportation. And that is not something, like when you're dating, you kind of know what you want and what you don't want. And I want a guy with a car. Not that having a motorcycle is terrible, but having only a motorcycle is just not something that I want in a boyfriend. Like, I don't want to be picked up on a motorcycle for a nice dinner out. I don't want to ride a motorcycle in the rain or to the grocery store or, God forbid, to Costco, you know?
I don't think you can take a motorcycle into Costco. I mean, there's too much stuff to buy there. It's too big, yeah.
Exactly. How are you going to fit the toilet paper on the back of a motorcycle and your girlfriend?
Yeah.
Right? So basically, like, he was a nice guy and everything, but, you know, we started talking about the motorcycle, and I was like, why don't you have a car? And he did say, like, I don't have a car payment, insurance, blah, blah, blah.
It's probably a lot cheaper.
Totally, I get that. But, you know, we live in a state where it rains nearly every day, or like has the potential to rain all the time.
Yeah, in the summer, sure.
In the summer. And, you know, have you ever been on 275? Like, the drivers there are ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know for some people it's fine, but I don't want to ride a motorcycle. I'm afraid of being on one. I just don't want to touch that whole ordeal. I have a friend who died in a crash when I was young. It's just a lot. I don't want to be involved with someone with a motorcycle.
All right. Well, I can totally get that. I mean, you're either going to be cool with it or you're not going to be cool with it. I mean, it's that easy.
All right. Well, listen, here's the deal. Ben actually reached out to us. He said he had a great date with you, and we were just trying to see if we could set you guys up on another date. So Ben's on the other line. He heard everything that you had to say. Ben, so you only have a motorcycle, huh?
Yeah, it's so much cheap. I mean, it's awesome. Having a bike is awesome, and I never have any kind of problem just having a bike. It's great.
Well, I mean, yeah, she kind of explained to us the you don't have a car at all, or you don't plan on getting one. Is that the case?
I don't currently plan on it. I don't need one, and it's so much. I got the bike's paid off. The insurance is much less. I can just park the bike right on my patio. It's the gas mileage is amazing. I don't really need a car. I don't go travel that far. I have no problems with it, and everybody who I take on the bike loves it. So I don't know.
I mean, I'm just picturing spending hours getting ready for a date to get on a bike, but have to wear pants to not burn my ankles, and like the wind blown hair and the helmet hair, and it's too much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have Uber. When I need, if I'm taking you on a nice date, I'm going to get an Uber, of course. I mean, I'm not going to make you do anything you're uncomfortable with. And I take Ubers when I need to, but it's not that often. But absolutely,
yeah, but
I wouldn't make
part of getting to know somebody. Like, we can't even have a conversation on a motorcycle. That just seems ridiculous. Like, you're going to pay every time for an Uber when you could just have a car. I don't know. I have a car. It's just not a great car. It's not in good condition. I don't want to be the one driving if I don't want to ride the motorcycle. So that's just not something that any female that I can think of would want for themselves.
That's a bummer.
Well, I know. And you were great. I mean, the date was fun. But yeah, this is just not something I want to waste both of our time with if I'm not going to be happy going into it.
Well, I really love my bike, but I guess if I get a car, maybe I'll give you a call.
I mean, is this?
Yeah, you
if
get
it-
a car,
are
hit
you,
me up.
you thinking about buying a car? I can hook you up with some great car dealers.
Oh, Lana.
I don't know. I don't know. I really love not having one. I'm gonna have to think about that one.
All right, man. You do you. Well, I appreciate you both coming on with us today. I mean, it's that simple. Like I said earlier, you're either going to be cool with it or you're not going to be cool with it. And it sounds like Kate's not. And I'm sorry, Ben, this is not going to work out, but I wish you both luck.
Well, Kate's pretty great, so I'm sorry too.
Well, thanks. And you're pretty great, too. Just get a car like a normal person.
Oh, okay.
All right. All right, guys. Sorry I couldn't make it work out.
It's all right. Thank you.
All right.
See you guys. Whew. All right. Well,
That's a big deal.
it is a big deal, and there's somebody that works in this building that only rides a motorcycle, and that rain or shine, you
Yeah.
know, and if it's raining, they're not going to be here on time. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
So there's people that dig that lifestyle, and it's like, yes, I ride a bike, and that's all I ride. But if you're not cool with it,
But I mean,
it's always going to be an issue.
I mean, I get where he's coming from. I mean, you don't have to, the insurance is less, the payment and all that other stuff, so gas,
Yeah.
probably a little bit better on gas and all that stuff with everything so expensive. I can understand that, but that's a lot to ask a girl.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm out.
Saddle up, partner. To go out on a on a date. Yeah. So, and then having to call an Uber for a date. Hey, we're getting an Uber tonight, which is not necessarily the worst thing, especially if you're going to have a couple cocktails or something like that.
True.
It's not the worst thing to do.
True, but
if they just want to have a night out, you guys drive, and she doesn't want to take her car, and all you got is a motorcycle.
But
that's
I mean,
gonna be a big deal.
you're just like going shopping or grocery shopping or picking. What if you have, takeout food? It's going to be hard to.
He's figured it out this far.
I guess so.
So I don't know. I don't think going on another date would have hurt them by any means, but if she's just kind of nipping this in the bud before it even starts, I guess is her.
It kind of sounded like they liked each other, though. It's too bad.
They kept saying they were great. That's
I
what my
know.
whole thing was. Yeah, you were
That's
great. No,
great.
you were great.
Great.
All right, don't want to talk to you anymore. All right, 800-992-1099, 800-992-1099. You can weigh in on this right now. Would this be a deal breaker for you? I mean, what would you tell him if you were Kate? All right, hit us up.